Hello and welcome to today's presentation in which I'll talk about the latest digital marketing trends that all small businesses should be paying attention to. I'll discuss why these trends are important to small businesses and what they can do to start jumping on the trend and taking advantage of it to help them grow their business. Thank you so much for taking the time out of your day today. My name is Danna Crawford, and I'm also known as Power Selling Mom. Quick info about me. I'm an authorized local expert with Constant Contact. I've actually been using their service since 2006. And I'm also, shortly after that, I became a certified business consultant that was trained by eBay after being an active seller since '97. And so with my experience of teaching eBay workshops and classes, Constant Contact actually contacted me to go through their certification program. And so now today, fast forward, I do webinars and local workshops, and I also provide hands-on consulting, helping people with their Constant Contact program. So if anybody needs an assistance, I'm here for you. And I'm also the development director / fundraising coordinator for firststepfoodbank.org. And I couldn't resist getting on board with the food bank. I'm very passionate about feeding America, and our food bank is in that network, and I love helping them raise funds and see the power of email marketing getting donations. So you can learn more about me by visiting my website at powersellingmom.com or just go to Google my name. So enough about me. Let's talk about you and how you can be a marketer. So let me just take a minute first to explain what Constant Contact is for those of you that may not be familiar. Constant Contact is a do-it-yourself online marketing system. You can use it to be a marketer for your own small business or organization. The company is actually best known for email marketing tools. It's easy to create and send mass emails like newsletters or announcements and updates. You can run special promotions or offers. You can build online surveys and polls to gather feedback. And you can promote and manage your events using Constant Contact with registration tools, payment acceptance, and invitations and donations all in one place. So you can use all of these tools and tips I'll discuss today in your own small business or those of you that have nonprofits. You can be a marketer, and seriously, all it takes is Constant Contact. All right. Oh, nice, Sandro. Sandro just let me know Feeding America is a client of theirs. Awesome. All right. It's a great organization for sure. All right. Digital marketing is the application of technology, devices, platforms, channels, and practices to connect to audiences. They could be audiences of your current customers or members or prospects you hope to bring into your business. I'm not going to assume that everyone is doing it, but I am going to tell you that when it comes to digital marketing, everyone should be doing it. If you've got your direct mail or print or other traditional marketing efforts nailed down, that's great. Digital marketing will be a fantastic complement to those efforts. But at the end of the day, technology is changing the behavior of consumers, and digital marketing is the answer for small businesses trying to reach those consumers where they are. So what is digital marketing? According to Wikipedia, digital marketing that makes use of electronic devices, computers such as personal computers, smartphones, cell phones, tablets, and game consoles to engage with stakeholders. Digital marketing applies technology or platforms as websites. So let me skip to this other part. Good news is, in my follow-up email, I'm going to give you a direct link so that you can view all of the transcripts from today's presentation, and you can study them later at your leisure. And also you can download the work pages that are available. Right now you can download that from the webinar, or you can also download it direct from the website that I'm going to send you to find the slides, just to let you know. So what digital tools has already done for small business is well known. The access to platforms and channels has allowed small businesses to take more control than ever over their own marketing and their reach to the audience. So they've also allowed small businesses to efficiently manage their marketing tools in ways that won't break the bank. So I'm going to show you the example of Hope Hummus. So Hope is a nonprofit. They're a hummus manufacturer in Colorado, and they sell through distributors like grocery stores and markets. They're easily able to manage their brand through their website and their communications. They make excellent use of social media, posting inspiring videos that share their brand personally, as well as recipes for how to enjoy their products. They've considered the mobile experience in the design of their communications, and above all else, they've recognized that while their business flows through distributors, they have to create the connection in person, who's buying their product, and they've even gone as far as to make it easy through their website on a desktop or mobile device to be able to find Hope. So look at all the ways in which they've taken advantage of what digital marketing has to offer them. So what you see here is also a great reflection of the trends that I'm going to talk about today. Okay, so you may be asking, if I need to be getting set up on digital marketing channels and platforms, how do I know which ones to use? It can be really hard to determine what the right channel or mix of channels could be for you. First, I can tell you that you don't have to use all of them. Okay, so you can relax a little bit just to know that, right? And fortunately, there are some quick questions you can ask yourself that will help you figure out if you need to jump into the digital marketing adventure. First thing to think about is time. How much time can you devote to tackle this channel like a social network? You may not need to hire a staff member or a new person to manage your use of Facebook, but can you devote enough time to make it worthwhile? So you want to think about this. Also, resources, or maybe you do need someone else in your business to focus on the new tactic or channel you're considering. Do you have that resource? And can you add that resource? Will you or your team know how to get the most out of the channel? So for channels, I mean the social media channels. And if the answer is no, you're going to need to find training or someone who does have the skill, which is me. I'm here for you. And finally, do you know where your audience is spending their time? So I encourage to keep these questions in mind as we go through each trend to determine which trend is most accessible to you. You can even use these questions to help you rank the trends in order of which you can do right away, in a few weeks, in a month, or maybe not at all. But this will help you narrow it down to which trend is going to be your fit. So drum roll, here are the hottest digital trends of 2017 that I'm going to be covering. Here we go. Love that sound effect. All right, first we have marketing, automation, content marketing, video marketing, mobile marketing, and big data. So let's dive in. I love this topic, can you tell? Marketing automation describes the ability to automate repetitive tasks like email, social media, and other website actions. The intention is to nurture prospects with highly personalized, useful content in order to convert prospects to customers and build customer loyalty. So by learning about your audience, you can segment them into categories demographics, interests, and create customized content that speaks to them instead of creating universal content, sending to your entire list, and hoping someone reads it. So why is this a smart idea, you ask? Or why is this a worthy trend? Well, let me tell you. Think about the world through your customer's eyes. There are more ways for messages to be communicated than ever before. In addition to all of the digital marketing they receive, don't forget marketing messages in magazines, on television, in the direct mail they receive. Sometimes this can be overwhelming for both the receiver of those messages, like you, trying to figure out through which channel to deliver these messages. Combine all of those channels and consider the number of marketing impressions we generally get in one day. One study found that 264 was an average per person per day. They estimated as conservatively as they could, so the actual number may be higher. If every channel and every message was given a voice, a person would feel like they're standing in a full auditorium where everyone was shouting for their attention. So what's the result? It's too much noise. And also in my follow-up, I have direct links for you on all of these sources. I don't make this stuff up, so that you can click on and read the sources if you want to dig a little bit deeper. So therefore, anything that helps cut through this noise will incredibly be value to both consumer and business. 40% of consumers will buy more from a business that seeks to personalize their experience. And over half are more likely to shop when the experience is personalized. So now, in case you've ever felt a bit awkward when asking for information from customers, or you wanted to avoid anything by asking for their information, consider this. 3 out of 4 consumers are willing to share their information if they believe they'll have a better experience with you. So, what are you waiting for? A critical component of marketing automation is targeting and segmenting. These are marketing terms that reflect what makes your customers, your clients, your volunteers unique, and then creating marketing touch points that reflect their uniqueness. It's dividing people into groups based on information like interest and demographics. You might already be segmenting by categorizing and grouping your contacts. It's important because some promotions are not one size fits all. Marketing automation can apply to everything from your website to your contact management to your email marketing. So let's take email marketing as our example. Does it seem more effective to send but one message to email to everyone on your list and hope a percentage of those people like it? Or send to a couple different emails slightly tweaked for each segment, knowing what the majority will like? I'm guessing the second option, and that you realize that hope is not a strategy. Email is one of the most accessible channels to automate your marketing. Targeting and segmenting to create personalized automation messages does not have to be difficult. So let me show you what I mean. And I love helping people split up their list. So take these 2 automated welcome emails from the Loveland Youth Gardeners nonprofit. These emails are almost exactly the same, except a small tweak to match the given audience. One is targeted to people who have donated or sponsored to the organization. The other is targeted to those who have registered to volunteer. So you can take your targeting to any level of the spectrum if you want to make it even more personalized than this. The point is, you can hop on the automation trend without going overboard. Some is better than none. Email is an easy place to start. It's important than ever for our digital marketing strategies, but the trend is moving from just email into marketing automation. Activities such as contact management, list segmentation, lead nurturing, and reporting can all be done more effectively through automation. So if you don't know about your audience enough to segment, go ahead and ask them. Sending surveys are a great way to hear it straight from the horse's mouth. There are also services like Tower Data that will help you scan your list and pull available information about your audience. So here's just a short list of the kinds of automation you can start collecting for individual consumers or members. Demographics, interests, buying behavior, all of those things. Sorry. There we go. To help you with the overall marketing efforts, here are just a few of the things that information will help you with. Segmenting your list. The information you have is what will help you target your content and efforts, and you also use that information to break down or segment. And autoresponders. It's a general name for any kind of automated marketing effort you may have. It can involve the automation sending of emails, and then we have social media promotions and discount offers. These are just two promotional ideas that can be carried out based on your list segmentation. You can develop special promotions or offers that will appeal to different subsets of your customer or prospect base. The topic of targeting, segmentation, and personalization, like all of the trends we're discussing today, could fill its own presentation, but you're now seeing enough of why it's important, why to start collection, and what to do with the information. So to quickly recap on this, review your contact list. Do you know enough about your customers or members and their interests and tendencies to start tagging and segmenting your large list into that smaller list? If not, start asking questions. A simple survey is a perfect place to start to get that information and then start segmenting. And find places in your marketing efforts where you could automate your efforts with that segmentation in mind. I mentioned autoresponders before, and they're actually a great place to start. And finally, think about creating some special events or offers for different segments of your audience. This is another opportunity. Now let's talk about content. Not far from the idea of marketing automation and sending content that speaks to your audience is the idea of content marketing. You may have heard the phrase, content is king. As much as 88% of marketing will be done through content between 2016 and 2017. This trend has been continuously growing over the years due to the increase of noise that we talked about earlier, in addition to the growing trend of purchasing from businesses based on trust. And again, I have that direct source information for you. Here's the definition of content marketing. The most important pieces here state that you need to provide valuable, relevant, consistent content that ultimately drives profitable customer action. If you're a nonprofit, you could substitute positive member contribution. Content is what allows you to connect with your audience. It helps you provide extra value, build relationships, and demonstrate expertise, which are cornerstones to the modern day sales funnel. It's no longer considered a novel for an organization to have a blog or to send beautiful emails about deals and sales. It's the normal. It's not just about how things look, although it's important. I can remember when I first started blogging, and it was every blogging convention that I went to, content is king. And the same thing goes with this type of marketing trends. Content marketing is more important than ever when you look at these two statistics. 72% of marketers worldwide say relevant content is the most effective SEO tactic. Search engines comb the internet for keywords to determine search relevance, which means they're looking at your website for content. But search engine algorithms will change in 2017, as they always do, with the enormous amount of information being added to the internet every second. Search engine giants will keep on updating their algorithm to decide which content should get priority and rank higher in search engine result pages. The only strategy should be to remain original, informative, and helpful to your audience by creating great content. And then 82% of consumers feel more positive about a company after seeing custom content. Content marketing is all about building trust with your customers. Trust and authenticity are two things that people are always looking for when choosing who to believe and follow. While this is often difficult to achieve without face-to-face communication, intimate social media platforms such as Snapchat and Periscope give content marketers the ability to humanize their brand and get closer to their audience. Traditional content is published on a blog, which absolutely has its place in content marketing. But the new trend in content publishing is social media. The first thing to note about some social media platforms is that they attract younger users. The majority of Snapchat users are under 34. I don't fall into that category. So it only makes sense to use them if your target audience lies within their user demographic. If they do, then think about how you can leverage the intimate nature of these platforms to offer your true fans content that will deepen your relationship with them. So some examples to get you going include AMA, Ask Me Anything. AMAs are very popular on all of these social sites. Behind the scenes snippets, employee introductions, quick tips, as well as coupons and giveaways. The key is to discern which of these options are worth investing time and energy into. How you decide will depend on answering the questions that you should already be asking. Who is my target audience? What do they care about? And what media platforms can we really excel at? These are the questions you should answer before trying to publish every kind of content on every kind of platform. This is a game of working smarter, not harder. So let's start with your target audience. If you're going to create content that resonates, you need a clear picture of who you're trying to reach. Any decisions you make for your strategy stem from having a deep understanding of this audience. So let me give you an example of what I mean. Let's say you need to explain quantum physics. I'm glad I don't have to explain that. So let's say you need to explain it. So to your mom. So you or your husband or your wife or a child, you can see how your approach is going to be a bit or even vastly different for each of these people. Their level of knowledge is different. Their point of reference is different. And the way they process information is likely different as well. I'll admit this is a somewhat silly example, but it makes the point. The bottom line is that if you don't know what you're trying to communicate with, it's impossible to know what kind of content they want. And this really is a steep one. Everything builds from who it is you're trying to reach. You can use tools like Google Analytics, Facebook Insights, and even surveys to begin to understand your audience. Twitter has insights as well. And if you don't already have a clear picture of your demographics, you can also pool these resources to start considering what platforms will be the most effective depending on who your target audience is and where they spend their time. So again, for any of this to really work toward business goals, you need to know who it is you're trying to reach, because that's going to help you determine what kind of content to create. So that makes sense? All right, let's move on to step 2. Once you know who it is you're trying to reach, the next step is to uncover the pain points for this audience. A key thing to keep in mind is that most people are unclear as to what the solutions to their problems are, but they're very aware of the problems themselves. So let's say, for example, you offer SEO services. It's probable that a potential customer may not even know that they need SEO services. They're not focused on the solution, but they are aware of the problem they're having. What they do know is that when they Google the things their customers may be looking for, their business is not in the first page and no one is finding their website. Uncover what they want to know, what they need to know, their likes and dislikes, and their wants and desires. And also keep in mind that understanding challenges for your customers and potential customers also shows up throughout each step of the buying cycle and are often more related to things that make us people than they are related to your product or service. You must know that your audience cares about most. This way you can understand how to gain their attention and help them. In doing so, you become a trusted resource, and when they're ready to buy, you'll be the person they choose. So one of the most important pieces of your content sharing from a business standpoint is understanding your opportunities and your limitations. In addition to getting to know your audience and where they play online, as well as developing a sense for what kind of content they are hungry for, you need to determine where you want to focus your energy to promote your content. Of course, part of knowing your audience means understanding where they spend their time. It might also be smart to do a little research on your competitors to see where they are most active. But before you jump into a new platform or multiple, based on that information alone, consider your organization's ability to excel in each environment. So you want to think about your experience and knowledge with the tool. If you've never logged into Snapchat, you probably don't want to build an entire content strategy around that platform, at least until you had a chance to familiarize yourself. You don't have to be an expert, but you do need to be realistic about what you will and will not keep up with in the long term. The manpower it takes to keep it up and running, part of your content marketing strategy will be the length of your posts and at what quality. So for example, an ebook on LinkedIn would require more forethought than a 3-minute stream at a networking event on Facebook Live. The amount of time you would need to dedicate to it. Some platforms are more fast-paced than others and require frequent posts. So this is something to consider when thinking about where to post your content and how to build your content marketing strategy. Now that you understand who your audience is, what kinds of information they would care about, and where you want to promote your content, you might be wondering, what are my options for types of content anyway? So here are a few examples of different types of content formats based on positive ratings with consumers. Although blog posts are still highly esteemed in the online community, there are plenty of other formats to consider. If you're promoting content on social media, be aware that content marketing is changing its form. Longer posts seem to be on the rise in 2017, so don't be afraid to use social media and other digital platforms to share lengthier content. So here's what you can do today to get started. First, you need to figure out where your customers, your members, your audience is today, and what social media channels do they use most often. Do they prefer to communicate via email or get their information in some other way? When are they open to receiving marketing messages? And here's the most important piece. If you're not sure, you have to ask them. Now look at where you are today. Are you where your audience is? Are you trying to? Do you do too much? Do you need to do more? And finally, choose one of the channels you're not using that your audience is at, and start working to make that a part of your marketing mix. Start small, let your audience know that you're going to be dipping your toe into the water, and then build from there. So as you think about content marketing strategy, consider adding video in 2017. Video is a top trend this year. This comes as no surprise, with internet speeds and mobile usage continually rising to enable users to stream videos wherever they are, whenever they want. So smart marketers will latch onto this trend by creating relevant, high-quality video content by leveraging on video-friendly social media networks such as YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. And don't forget Periscope. So it doesn't take Chewbacca Mom to show us how big and important video and having a visual storytelling strategies are, but it's a mistake to focus your video strategy slowly on a viral video. You should be building a process for that ongoing creation of valuable video specifically for your target audience. As a small business and not a deliriously comical mother, you can leverage the benefits of a video as part of your long-term content marketing strategy and not just a one-time slam dunk. After all, 74% of all internet traffic in 2017 will be video, which means it doesn't have to be viral to be valuable. So here's an example of how video can provide value in your long-term strategy. Studies show that using the word video in the subject line of an email will prompt 19% more recipients to open them, 65% more to visit your website, and 26% less subscribers to leave. But email is not the only place you to promote videos. It's more typical to think social media when talking about sharing videos, but not all social media platforms are created equal in the video marketing world. But those numbers are fantastic. So keep in mind that production quality aside, that effectiveness of videos is very much platform specific. For example, evergreen video works well on YouTube due to the user's search and discover videos. And shareable and time-sensitive videos work well on Facebook and Twitter due to the social nature of consuming content. And Twitter says that videos and photos get the most retweets, actually. While short-term attention-grabbing videos are more suited to platforms like Instagram and Snapchat. So remember to consider where your target audience spends most of their time and consider creating videos that match that platform rather than creating multiple types of videos and trying to cover every platform. There are two platforms in particular that are trending, and let's talk about them. So I'm sure most of you have heard of Facebook Live. And I see all of like West 2 News, there's a lot of news that's using them, a lot of TV channels are using them. So if you've updated your Facebook app lately, you may have noticed Facebook has recognized its appearance to draw more attention to the ability to go live, as well as specific notifications for just video. Although Facebook is not the largest video streaming platform, it does have the largest number of active users. So for this reason, it's a great option for small businesses to increase their visibility. It's especially suited for small business because of the ability to create and share videos that don't require excessive scripting or editing, so it can be done fairly quickly and cheaply. Plus, it's accompanied by an app notification where a live stream is happening to grab your audience's attention with minimal efforts. So Facebook Live is very easy to use, and businesses of all types can use live streaming to increase engagement. And it's really easy. You just click on go live. And I'm sure you probably have seen it, and it can be kind of scary when you first see it. And it's like, oh my gosh, do I want to go live? Let me check my makeup. And I go live every once in a while, and I just love it. And especially when I'm doing something for the food bank, and I try to go live on their channel as much as possible, and we get a lot of attention with it. And then people share it, and it's an awesome way, and it's a trend right now that really, really works. Now, with over 100 million daily active users and 400 million snaps per day, Snapchat is one of the fastest growing social networks. As you might have already assumed, 71% of Snapchat's U.S. users fall into the 18 to 34 age range. Leaves me out. So it has a variety of features, including 10-second photos and video sharing, short stories that are viewable for 24 hours, a mobile messenger with live video streaming, which is similar to Apple's FaceTime, and more. So how can you use Snapchat for your business? Here's a few ideas. Provide access to live events, offer context, perks, or promotions, and take behind the curtain. Take people behind the curtain. So authenticity is a visual trend in 2017. So anything that you can help your business humanize your brand to your audience is a definite bonus. And I'll be honest, I'm not using it, but I hope to. So what can you do today? So here are a few examples. Can you include a video in your email? Make your own or give credit to someone else? What video platforms does your audience spend the most time on? Determine which will have the biggest impact, then make that video match. So I would suggest sending a survey out and find out where they're spending the most time, and then you'll know which direction to go. Develop a strategy based on your platform. Should your video be short, long, time sensitive? How frequently should you share it? Forbes magazine recently noted, from cell phones to smartphones, tablets to wearable gadgets, the evolution of mobile devices is one of the prime factors influencing the marketing world. Forbes.com said that. So as I laid out right up front, one of the key drivers of digital marketing trends is around the devices on which people consume their content. Nothing has changed that landscape more than mobile phones and tablets. If Pokemon Go didn't prove how quickly trends can spread on mobile, I'm not sure what will, actually. The insanely high rate of adoption helped Pokemon Go earn as much as 14 million within 6 days of being released. Thanks to widespread ownership of smartphones as well as ever-increasing data networks, combined with a cultural desire for mobile engagement, mobile marketing is a trend to seriously consider in 2017. So there's a lot of data around us that points to the increasing role that mobile plays. Over 80% of people on the internet own a smartphone. Not only do we like owning our phones, I'm addicted myself, we are very attached to them. Many of us won't ever leave to visit the bathroom, which is great for business owners because 4 out of 5 of those people are using their smartphones to shop. So many retailers are recognizing this trend and using the use of mobile phones, offering discounts and coupons targeted at mobile users. And many restaurants are doing the same thing by offering a free drink, an appetizer, or a coupon code to those that check in on Yelp or on Facebook. As mobile devices have become central to our daily lives, they have driven changes in our behavior. Our phones have become core tools in how we research, find, compare, and even purchase from businesses. One term you'll want to hear more and more in 2017 is mobile-centric search. This is defined as searches that happen 75% of the time or more from a mobile device. The reality is people are using their smartphones to find something, everything they need. In this example on the screen, a search for linens in Rockport, Massachusetts yields a top listing for a company, a constant contact customer, in seconds. A smartphone user can call the business with one touch, get directions they can use on a GPS in their car, visit the business website, and view the contact information, such as its address and even the hours. For example, 88% of all near me searches happen from a mobile device, which is not surprising. Think about the last time you were out and about and needed to find a restaurant or a dry cleaner or even an oil change. With the accessibility mobile provides us, we find ourselves in a cultural trend of expecting to search for something exactly when we are ready to act on it. The key to being successful in mobile-centric searches is, identify the mobile-centric themes for your industry. Some of the top industries for mobile-centric searches are automotive, jewelry, and hotels, to name a few. Remember, not every trend must apply to you and your organization, so look into mobile-centric search for your industry and move forward with this trend if you find a need for your target audience. And be exhaustive in your network, in your keywords, excuse me. If mobile-centric search is something you choose in 2017, do everything you can to optimize your search keywords based on your industry theme. This will increase your chances of being found during mobile searches. And create ads and content that match. Put yourself in consumers' shoes for these mobile-centric searches, these mobile-centric moments as well. So remember all that noise I mentioned earlier. Consumers don't need help throwing out those communications. They're just part of the noise. If your email doesn't look good on a mobile device where most people are seeing it, because 3 out of 4 of them will delete the email and never get to your message you were hoping to deliver, and almost a third of them will unsubscribe from your list and never get any of your messages again. Here are some of the basic tips I can offer on how to ensure your email doesn't end up getting deleted. Don't write too much text. Don't use multiple columns. I try to stick with one column. And make sure your images will work smaller on mobile devices, on mobile screens. And phone screens are small enough already. Don't make it harder. I hate it when I have to pinch and squeeze and move around, and I generally will delete. So the reason you sent the message in the first place was to get your readers to take some sort of action. So don't make it hard for them to see what action it is that you need them to take. Have that call to action above the fold. All right. So once you get your message formatted to work effectively on mobile, now you can start leveraging the fact that people have their phones with them almost all of the time and are using them to do things like read email, check email media, whatnot. Why not cover both bases with one message? So share an email to your profile and then turn on email into a Facebook ad. This is also very easy to do if you're using Constant Contact. There is a cost associated, but you will benefit from an increased reach beyond your current followers. And I'll be happy to jump on a call with you if you need more help with creating the paid ads. So the other aspect of mobile that is maturing before our eyes is the ability to consider the mobile experience in advertising. A term you will hear more and more in 2017, if you haven't already, is native ads. This refers to ads that blend with the regular content on a given site rather than standing out as a pop-up banner ad. You can barely tell the difference between a post in your feed versus a sponsored ad, which is exactly why it's a worthy trend in marketing. Estimates predict that native ads will count for 63% of mobile display and ad revenue by 2020 for a variety of reasons. Social platforms, which work really well, and I'll be happy again, as I mentioned, to go into this. So mobile native ads typically drive greater engagement levels than other types of mobile display ads. So here are some great examples of native ads. Google and many of the other popular social media channels have created opportunities for brands to advertise through their channels, including Twitter and Snapchat, which are not shown here. But yes, you have to pay, but as we've seen the organic reach of social media decreasing over time, it's becoming more important to consider spending money to get in front of those prospects that you want to reach. All right, so what can you do? So here's a few examples. What is your mobile experience like? Are you being found? You need to ask yourself these questions. Consider purchasing ads that will show up on social media. Native ads are a smart bet. And are you marketing consultants? Are you a marketing consultant? You could consider wrapping a service around optimizing for mobile, helping your clients ensure their communications work on mobile devices. You've jumped into the digital marketing bus and you've carefully developed your content and segmented your audience, and you've ensured your communication will work on mobile. So you send your campaign and wait for the results. How do you know you'll be successful? Well, let's go over this. The pitfall of drawing conclusions or making comparisons just because the data was available. Now that this is a humorous look at what could happen if you connect data from unrelated activities. What's important, though, is finding data that helps you ask better questions and then makes you make better decisions. So really, the pitfall of drawing conclusions can be confusing, like I'm confusing right now. Data isn't important for data's sake. It's important for helping to ask better questions and make better decisions. Bottom line, data is everywhere. Collecting data isn't the hard part. Data is being collected all around us. The reality is that the more digital touch points you have with the consumer or prospect, the more data you receive on them. Some of this data arrives in real time. Websites, email, social media, all tracking actions like opens, clicks, referrals, and it can be absolutely overwhelming. So let me help you feel a little better. I want to help you focus a bit on the face of all that data. I want you to think about what kinds of actions you ultimately want your customers or members or clients to take. So here is just some of the actions that can be taken, right? But I'm sure you can narrow down the actions you want a customer to take. So the bottom line is you want it all to generate revenue or donations. That is the point of your business or organization. That's it. So with that in mind, now you can start thinking about how you'll approach the data that you have access to. So let me take you through an example. It's easy to get caught in the low metrics when determining whether or not we've achieved success. So let's talk about what those metrics can tell us about our marketing. What are some of the factors you might keep someone from opening your email? When you go through your inbox, how do you decide which emails you delete? Maybe you don't recognize the sender, maybe the subject line isn't relevant to you and it doesn't look time sensitive, so you think, I'll come back later. And of course, if you're like me, you never do. So maybe you just received a similar email very recently. Based on those answers, brand recognition plays a huge part of your low, or excuse me, of your open rate. So the majority of the people will not open an email from someone they don't know. So keep that in mind. And you also want to have a few keywords in that subject line, but keep it short. If it's more to 5 to 8 words, it could get cut off by their email service or smartphones. And finally, your timing and emails is important as well. So these are the kinds of things that you want to pay attention to. And the high metrics, if you're getting these great results, it's easy to become complacent with your marketing, but that data is a personalized assessment of the things that work well for your audience, and therefore a great guide to the things you should keep doing and even improve on. So find the best time of day, identify those best keywords, and segment those super fans. And then when they get high clicks, you want to format the links to stand out, offer links to preferred content, and segment, again, those super clickers. And I'd be happy to jump on a call if you want to go into more detail on that. So with these little things in mind, like open rate, I just mentioned, beware of those vanity statistics that might look good but don't tell you much. Always look deeper to find the connections to the data. And start small. You don't have to develop a full-blown approach to wrapping your arms around all of your data. Just pick 1 or 2 tactics that you want to observe and track and focus on it and figure out how changes to your approach impact that aspect of your business. And once you feel that you have figured out, choose a different set of numbers. And finally, and this is to make sure you keep it simple, do more of what works. Hello? Like I tell eBay sellers, follow success. Sometimes the numbers may confuse the issue no matter how much you try to justify them or find connections. If you've seen something working, keep doing it. Easy. Pull more levers around that tactic and see what happens. Here's what you could do today. Determine what numbers really matter for your business. What numbers will reflect the actions that drive results? Don't just look at a snapshot. Look at those numbers over a long period of time. Determine what the cycles or seasons are for your business and how you might think differently about your efforts around those cycles. And finally, based on those important numbers and their performance over time, choose just one thing in your approach to start adjusting. Start small and track those results. That's a lot of information, I know, but I hope it'll all be helpful. You can find a lot of other trends out there, but these are some of the most important ones to be considering for your business. So let me quickly recap. First, marketing automation, targeting messages, and segmenting. Content marketing, valuable content drives action, answers questions, and solves problems. And of course, video marketing. Videos are not the same on all platforms, so use video, email, and use video and email marketing as well. People miss doing that, I've noticed. So I want to thank you for your time and attention today. And again, oh gosh, sorry, missed all this. Check your industry's mobile-centric search and consider mobile native ads that we talked about. And big data, use the data that matters for your business and find those numbers that reflect action. And there's lots of resources that are located online. And again, I'm happy to jump on a call with you. In my follow-up email, you'll receive all of the transcripts with even more information that I covered today to help you read more and learn more. And also, if you'd like to take Constant Contact out for a spin, you can just use my referral It's powersellingmom.constantcontact.com. And Constant Contact has all of these tools available for you as well. But please know that I'm here for you should you have any other questions on this topic or any other topics. Let me see if I have any questions. Oh, great. We had a full house today. That's awesome. I'm very happy that everybody took the time out. Hi, Audrey. Nice to see you. That everybody took the time out today to join me. I know it's a lot of information. Let's see. Thank you, Sandro. I appreciate it. And my follow-up email will also have, as I said, direct links to all of the sources that were covered today. So I'll give you back the rest of your day. Enjoy it and happy marketing. Bye.